up on the CrossFit Games Update Show. We'll run down the torture and best performances from last week. Invitations for regionals and masters are coming, and the CrossFit community adds humor to 13.5. The CrossFit Games Update Show starts now. Hello everybody, welcome to the CrossFit Games Update Show. I'm Sean Woodland, he's Pat Sherwood, and look who's back. The bow tie, fresh out of detox, he's off the road, he's back in the house. We figured let's have him as a special guest.
Brother. Hey, thank you for having me. I'm stoked, man. It was an amazing ride. I'm sad that it's over, but I couldn't be more happy to be here with you guys, and thank you for keeping me updated, by the way, through the entire Open.
My pleasure. And look at this guy, huh? Or listen to this guy.
Recognize the voice, not so much the face. This is the play-by-play man for the CrossFit Games.
How you guys doing? Face for radio. 13.5 in the books, and if you watched the event live, you heard Rory say we went big, and we certainly did. Santa Cruz Civic Auditorium, 2,000 people. They sold this place out in a couple of minutes. Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet, Sam Briggs, Rich Froning, Jason Khalifa. I could not have anticipated this.
This is my first time as a spectator. I could touch the stage. I got Froning sweat on me. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, the events that happened at an affiliate were tremendous and beautiful, but to be on the big stage with these athletes, this is where they belong, and this is the future, I think.
And the workout was awful. We took Fran, mixed it with the Fran ladder, and they had this evil demon baby, and we call it 13.5.
Well, how could you make Fran worse? Well, let's bump the weight up 5 pounds, and then let's take the worst set, the set of 15, and just keep cycling that for as long as you can take it.
Oh, and the mental aspect of it. Like, if you were there on site and you saw Rich Froning, when he got his buzzer beater, he was upset. John G. Barber, Pat's little brother, did the same thing at 4 minutes, and he was so pissed off that he made it within the time cap. He just cursed out loud.
Welcome to another 4 minutes.
Yeah, the fitter you are, the more pain you experience, and quite a bit of fit men experience a lot of pain in 13.5. And we thought that the score that Rich Froning put up in Santa Cruz was going to stand, but all of a sudden it was a parade of people beating him. Kenneth Leverage, Kevin Simons was on top of the leaderboard, Irving Hernandez, but finally Josh Bridges at 254.
And that score needs to be put into perspective because, Josh Bridges is doing this on the road while traveling. He's not in charge of his schedule, so extremely impressive.
Yeah, and I saw that score and I was like, man, I'd really love to see a video until I heard that was the case. Now, the bottom line is, though, if you weren't betting on Josh Bridges to put up the top score in this workout, you were tripping.
Yeah, that was definitely in his wheelhouse, and it was also in Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet's wheelhouse, and she held on to the top spot on the leaderboard, put up a great performance against Sam Briggs at the Civic Auditorium, and it almost lasted until, seriously, the very last minute. Lindsey Borden, 256 reps, she's on top of the leaderboard.
Lindsey Borden, a few weeks ago, I called out her name as, "Who are you?" But she's had my attention ever since, and when I spoke with her, she said, admittedly, she's custom made for this workout, and she actually considered the chest-to-bar pull-ups to be a wonderful rest for the thrusters.
And she's not lying. You could tell by watching the video of her actually doing that performance. Now, you said that back then. I still said it this time. I was like, who is this girl? Until I saw that workout, and I was like, wow, she actually has legitimate credentials. She's got some huge capacity, and then seeing that she's been in the games as part of a team, I think that she's got what it takes.
Yeah, and good genetics. Her sister, 30th in the Southeast right now. She's on her team, and her father, Tom, going to the games as a master in the 55 to 59 division.
That's a strong family.
Now, Lindsay's third in the world. You won't be seeing her compete as an individual. She is going team.
I absolutely love doing a team stuff. I feel like it drives me even harder through a workout because I'm thinking about them in the back of my mind, and just 6 people working towards one common goal can't fall short and make mistakes. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, I get it. I understand that we're entering this new era where people are going to start focusing on team competition instead of going as an individual, but it bums me out. I want to see the lady who finished 3rd worldwide in the Open go head-to-head for the fittest on earth. Now, Lindsay, if I can persuade you, maybe one more try, go individual.
Yeah, well, you know who's not bummed out? All the ladies watching this from the Dirty South. They're stoked that she's going on team. They don't have to compete against her.
Over on the men's side, 13.5 is in the books. A lot of familiar names on top of the leaderboard, and no shock who sits on the very top. Rich Froning, number 1, but there are some guys putting a little bit of heat on him here.
Yeah, Rich has the lead, but not that much of a lead. The 2009 champ's breathing down his neck. His knee's great. He hit one of the heavy snatches. Josh Bridges, is only one finish outside of the top 10, and Scott Panchik. Get used to that name. That kid is a rising star.
Yeah, no, I'm fans of all three, no doubt about it. A huge Mikko fan, huge Bridges fan, and it was even great to meet Panchik. But I just got to say, look, the gap's closing, but just hand Rich's third title.
Wow.
The dude's going to win. The dude's going to win
Wow.
again. Sorry, they're going to be
Rory
closer.
McKernan comes back and predicts that Rich Froning's going to win.
Sorry, it's not brazen
lonely
or
out on
bold,
that limb, I'm
but
sure.
it's true.
Not yet.
Over on the women's side, a name that we talked about all open long, Sam Briggs on top of the leaderboard, and she gets there in record-setting fashion. 16 points, that's the best finish in Open history.
Yeah, okay, obviously her performance is incredible, but you want to talk about dedication? Sam's actually taking 6 months off from work to just focus on the games. And I asked her why she redid some of these performances, which were already incredible. And she goes, I have to win these things. That's how I'm earning money, by beating every other chick in the whole world.
Well motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sam comes in 2010. She's got this raw capacity, just like Andy did in her first year. She gets an injury last year, which actually keeps her out. I think it was a blessing in disguise. She comes back, she's got technique, she's retooled, she's got good gymnastics. It's damn, Sam, is all I have to say. She looked legit. So she got beaten that workout 13.5 head-to-head, but across as many competitions as we could throw at her, she dominated the Open.
Yeah, a little bit of an asterisk there, though, because a name that we didn't see on that leaderboard, Annie Thorisdottir, I know you caught up with her.
We talked to her last week. We let you guys know that her back was hurt. She's feeling better, but she still needs to be patient.
I'm responding really fast to everything that we're doing, so it's looking a lot better than it was initially, which is making me really psyched. At the moment, it's more trying to restrain myself not to do too much.
We certainly wish Annie Thorisdottir all the best. We definitely want to see her back in competition. One name we will not be seeing back in competition is Azadeh Boriman. She just announced that she's pulling out of the games because she needs a break, so all the best to Azadeh Boriman. When we come back, Open's in the books. That means now it's regional time. We'll get you set for the next stage of competition. Don't go away. The CrossFit Games Update Show continues. The CrossFit Games Update Show is brought to you in part by Progenics, the official performance nutrition sponsor of the 2013 Reebok CrossFit Games. Welcome back to the CrossFit Games Update Show, and now that the Open is officially behind us, the sport of CrossFit has gained about 137,000 more spectators.
3 of whom are sitting at this desk, and that's not shocking, but some people were shocking. Pat Burke, this guy's been competing in the game since 2008, but after 4 weeks of competition, he was sitting in 52nd spot. So here's what he did. Leaderboarding all day long Sunday at the gym with a loaded barbell, just in case he had to redo 13.5 to earn a spot. As it turns out, his first attempt was good. He was in 41st spot at the end of 5 weeks of competition, but dedication, right? Crazy dedication.
13.5 in a do-or-die type situation, that's a nightmare.
I want no part of that. So Burke is safe, but there are a lot of people on their respective regional leaderboards, both men and women, who are hovering around that 49 to 60 spot, but they're not done yet.
Right, so we'll talk about the other side of the red line from Pat Burke. Now, we've taken some examples at random from the NorCal leaderboard. 2 of them are my boys. Miles Lewis is in 50th place. Our hometown hero, Carrie Hare, in 55th. And then a young lady named Casey Hutnick. Casey Hutnick jumped from 71st down to 59th with 13.5. Now, of course, that's outside of contention, but Casey, don't go blow the doors off yet at Cold Stone. Don't stop training, because after the first round goes out of invitations, of course, people are going to get injured, unfortunately. People are going to go to team competition. So a second round of invites will go out. And if you're one of those people who are all the way up to really, in my opinion, 70th, I'd be doing a rain dance. I'd be keeping my training up. I'd be praying to whatever God you pray to. Keep checking your inbox.
If you are one of those individuals who's going as part of a team and you don't get an invite to regionals in your inbox right off the bat, don't freak out. Those invites go out April 24th. And then this is key. Your roster, Pat, needs to be set by May 7th, in stone, no more changes.
And that is because May 8th, we're going to have the workouts announced for regionals, so you need to pick your poison before that.
Yeah, you can't have that mystery injury or drop out at the last second. You got to choose one or the other.
Now, finally, we have the Masters, and if you're a Master in one of the youngest 3 divisions who also qualified for the games and regionals, first of all, you're a ninja. Congratulations. I want no part of you. But you have the option of going to the games, you're going to the games, and then you have the option of competing in regionals as well.
Yeah, Gordon McKernan jumps to my mind. Gordon, I tried to get a hold of you yesterday on the phone. You blew off my phone call. But this guy's amazing. He Won in 2011 and 2012. In his division, 50 to 54, he's first place by a landslide. And he's such a badass, guy looks like a James Bond superhero. He earned a spot to compete in regionals as an individual.
Yeah, he's like Rich Froning in 30 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And so people were mad initially. They were saying, well, he's taking a spot to regionals. But
No, he earned a spot.
He earned a spot.
Yeah, I want to be Gordon McKernan when I grow up. If you have any questions about any of these rules, go to games.crossfit.com. You can find them all on there. You'll be better informed and you'll know exactly what is going on for regionals. Dog toys, flash costumes, and a junkyard. What do all those have in common? Well, we saw them from you in 13.5. When we come back, the best from the CrossFit community at large. Wardrobe for the CrossFit Games Update Show has been provided in part by Mizzen in Maine. Tradition evolved. Welcome back to the CrossFit Games Update Show. Some of the best performances that we saw in 13.5 came from the top athletes, but some of the best stuff that we saw on social media came from the community at large, and suffering often breeds humor. And
God bless them.
That's what we saw. And we'll start with CrossFit Pleasanton, who posted this sign. Fran Drescher, now apparently part of the CrossFit community. Do me in 4 minutes and you can do me again.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's good. We'll explain it to you later.
At first glance, it seems appealing. You hear her voice, and you're like, I'll pass.
Yeah.
I gotta
no,
say,
thank
it's
you.
like I love it, but kind of low-hanging fruit. It's like the snatch jokes or
It is. Well, okay, how about this
too
one? My boy, Steven Hernandez, he's on a first date streaming 13.5 on his phone. Girl gives him some heat. He said, no
What's
rep.
wrong with that?
No rep. So I don't know if we're going to get a second
me
date
at the
out of
games,
that.
bro. We're having a beer.
Yeah, we don't
Like 'em.
understand women. That makes
Yeah,
no sense.
I don't know. Then 13.5, everyone's done. We're done competing. Most of us are done competing. That means what? Epic cheat meals. Gotta love the epic cheat meals.
I get
Oh
it.
yeah, for sure. Clean living, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I get that.
It's a lifestyle.
It
really
is.
what
It is. And you guys exemplify it.
I don't know, yeah, I saw those pictures and they were awesome, but that's how I eat every Friday night, you know, so.
No, I know. I call that Tuesday.
Thank you very much.
Sure. And we saw a lot of great videos that came in, some remote locations, and some very innovative ways that people were able to attack 13.5. We had this guy right here who was in a junkyard, kind of a remote location right there. Just
That's what the Open's all about.
Yeah, it could be New Jersey, could be a junkyard.
Wow.
You know, it's kind of up to the
Jersey
location.
Slam.
What do you got against them?
We had a guy to make sure that his chest to bar pull-ups counted, taped dog toys to the bar so that when his chest hit him, they squeaked.
Now that is genius.
Yeah,
I like
that's a
that
good-
lot.
that's
New
a-
game standard.
And then finally, you know, if you want to go fast, what do? You dress up as a superhero. You put on a Flash costume. Ben Thompson in Asia going with the Flash costume. I did pretty well. Got into the 8 minutes.
I want to know, does he own that costume? Do you have to rent it? I mean, that's an impressive purchase.
We thought it was
Yeah.
ironic at first, given the speed that he was moving at, but then he actually did make it into the 8 minutes. I just shut my mouth.
And his nickname is Speedy. So it makes perfect sense.
Rory saw them all, and I'm sure there were some very memorable moments in those.
You know, it's funny, people keep asking me, like, oh, it must be great that the Open's over. No, it feels like I've been pinched. It feels like I'm being drug out of a good dream, out of the best dream. And if I have to boil it down, I know I could run my mouth all day, but I'll be quick. First one is community. You're part of the level 1 training staff. Each week I got to go and just drop in on my extended family. Every single location, automatically with CrossFitters, it feels like you've just got this kind of, this click immediately. Whether it was Brooklyn, New York, or St. Charles, Missouri, which couldn't be more different from one another, it felt instantly like you're at home, you know? And the spectator experience involved there was second to none. You had people, literally cameramen, dodging Graham Holmberg's bar. You had sweat flying all over the audience, and they were loving it. Second, the access to athletes. Now, I've been behind the games at the CrossFit Games since 2009, but these events were so unique. Riding to the car with the athletes, getting to see how they dealt with their nervous tension. I mean, I know how I feel before a workout, and like I am by no means some sort of elite athlete, so seeing how these guys dealt with it, getting to hang out with Dave Castro, the man behind the games, and then also seeing as the doors rolled up, as these athletes were called into the events, how, hearing the booming voice of Travis Bajent coming out the doors, seeing that go and the crowd go wild was absolutely insane. And the third one, a little bit narcissistic on this one, but it was a memory that will stick with me forever, was my head-to-head showdown with Adrian Bosman, one of my best friends, and we got to go and take the competition floor. It's got to be every CrossFitter's dream. Literally, I used Panchik's bar on 13.1. I used Telena's rings on 13.3 with Chris Clever judging me, Bob Harper judging Adrian, and then of course we got to take the big stage on 13.5. And secretly I loved it. I think it's said out loud that I hated it, but secretly I loved it, being treated like an athlete and getting to be on that stage. And it's just a memory that I will never forget. I'll take that with me forever.
We were insanely jealous of what you got to do. And Rory's too humble, so I'll do it for him. He was victorious over Adrian Bosman. Winner right here.
Done.
But it was all in good fun. Me and Boz actually been doing this for years. But the loser had to donate to Hope. Boz sent $200 to CrossFit for Hope. So, my man Boz.
Well done, Boz.
Well, the Open will only be getting bigger from here, and we can't wait to see what next year has in store. That is going to do it for today on the CrossFit Games Update Show. For Rory McKernan and Pat Sherwood, I'm Sean Woodland. We'll see you next week. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CrossFit Games Update Show. Rory McKernan is jackass, and I don't know why we're supposed to have him on the show, but it was sort of mandated because I don't know why. We need a little
That used to be my thing. Is the only
This is
reason.
why they let me do it.
I swear to God that my leg almost cramped. Like I almost got a hamstring cramp. Oh,
These chairs will do that to you.
oh.
This is a demanding job, and not a lot of people
Very physically.
underestimate it.
That is so
All right,
embarrassing.
so we're going to come out of this. I'll
I'm not
mention
leaning against the back
Bormon.
of the chair right now. I'm totally stabilizing my midline.
Okay, we'll come out of this, and I'm going to
Round
mention that so stick around. The CrossFit Games Update Show continues.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Gang, gang, bang, gang, bang.
No, I had to do a penis check here.